This is Western Mass News.
Charged with motor vehicle homicide in the death of a Springfield librarian who was struck and killed crossing State Street in Springfield, changed his plea to guilty. Welcome, everyone, to Western Mass News on this Monday. I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle caught up with the victim's husband, who's sharing his reaction to the judge's ruling in the case and what he'd like to see done to improve pedestrian safety in the city.
Here on State Street, signs telling drivers to slow down just feet away from where librarian Gail Ball was struck and killed back in 2021. The driver, Damien Benoit, changed his plea to guilty early on Monday morning. The victim's husband calling for the maximum sentence and more pedestrian safety measures in the area. Damien Benoit will now face 2.5 years in prison, suspended after 6 months, plus 3 years of probation and a 15-year driver's license suspension. During Monday's hearing, Gail Ball's husband, George Miller, gave a statement to the courtroom, sharing the emotion he feels after his wife passed just days before they were set to renew their vows.
Gail was still holding on to that hope and happiness that was due to come to her 3 days later. And she was still able to communicate that emotion and expectation to those at the scene. All hope, all happiness, all emotion and expectation, and the promise of our lives ahead together vanished only a short time later. All of it extinguished because of an instant of recklessness, haste, and inattention.
Since her death, Miller has been an advocate for road and pedestrian safety projects in the State Street area. The city did start an improvement project on State Street last summer using orange cones and signs to see how road narrowing might help drivers slow down. Also planned is pedestrian safety equipment, including a raised crosswalk and a new lighting system. Miller is calling for more improvement projects around the city to prevent another tragedy like the one he experienced from happening again.
State Street might be the forefront of that, but certainly there are many areas around the city that present a lot of dangers to drivers and pedestrians and cyclists and folks just using the streets on a daily basis. It's been my hope from the very beginning that the necessary changes will be made by the city to create safer conditions for everyone. I hate that it has taken not only Gail's death, but numerous fatalities here in the city just over the last few years to really add the necessary momentum in this effort.
Reporting in Springfield, Glenn Kittle, Western Mass News.